Periscope, what's up? Greg Howes, it is Thursday morning. God bless you. Adjust this a little bit. There we go. Good morning, good morning. Terry from Philadelphia. High energy, let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ethel in Memphis, good morning. Shaniqua. Michigan. Hartford, Connecticut, good morning, good morning. Washington State is here, West Coast. West Coast. Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless you guys. High energy this morning. Come on. High energy, let's go. Heading towards the end of the week. Got to stir up some strong energy today. Make it through the day, get into the day tomorrow. Good afternoon in London. Across the pond in the UK, good morning. Dallas, Fort Worth, good morning. Orlando, North Carolina, good morning. Brenda, good morning. Welcome, glad you're here. Sharon in Washington, D.C. The locals are here. Hazel Crest, good morning. Boston, Mass. Oh, we got a lot of people on the East Coast this morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. That was a group called Snarky Puppy. Snarky Puppy. Phyllis in Michigan, good morning. Tallahassee, Florida, good morning, good morning. Thank you for the hearts. Snarky Puppy. Yeah, they play some interesting music. Really good musicians. Allentown, Pennsylvania, good morning. You can find them on YouTube and probably on iTunes. Shreveport, Louisiana, good morning. Snarky Puppy. S-N-A-R-K-Y, Puppy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Got the coffee going this morning. Got the caffeine going. We are ready. High energy, high energy, high energy. Yeah. Thanks for inviting followers. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you so very much. We had a good time at Cornerstone last night. Looking forward to the weekend. Enthusiastic about what's going to happen this Sunday. I hope you're getting excited about your congregation, about your church, your ministry that's taking place this weekend. Gonna be good, gonna be good, gonna be good. God bless you guys. I'm Greg Howes. This is Leaderscope. I'm glad you're with me this morning for these few minutes as we get the day started. And we're going to jump right into it. I want to share some things with you today about poverty and abundance. Poverty and abundance. And we're approaching this from the standpoint of our mindset, of our thinking process. And as we begin today, I want to reference Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25, Jesus tells a parable. We call it the parable of the talents. And I would say it's really a parable of how the three people that got the talents responded to what their master gave to them. It says, starting at verse 14, the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And you know the story. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1. He gave each of them according to their ability. That's an important statement. He gave each of them what he decided to give them according to their ability. He wasn't trying to be fair and balanced. He wasn't trying to be politically correct. He gave to each of them according to their ability. So to one, he gave 5 talents. To another, he gave 2 talents. To another, he gave 1 talent. Now, you know how the story goes. The guy with 5 talents, he goes and he invests and he does some things. He does business with his 5 talents and he doubles it. He brings 5 more talents back to his master. So he goes from 5 to 10. Then the guy with 2 talents, he does the same thing. He invests, he does business with his 2 talents, and he comes back and he has gained 2 more. So he moves from 2 to 4. So from 5 to 10 and from 2 to 4. But then the guy with 1 talent, the guy with 1, he goes and he hides it in the ground. He hid his Lord's money. Then after a time, the master comes back to settle accounts. with his servants. He comes back and he wants to hold these three men accountable for what they have done with his goods, what they've done with his money, what they've done with it. And so they come giving their report. The first one, of course, says, I had 5, now I have 10. And so the master says, well done. You are going to be faithful over many things. You've been faithful over a few things. Now you're going to be a ruler, I should say. You're going to be a ruler over many things. It says the same thing with the guy with 2. He went from 2 to 4. And so the master comes and he says, you've been faithful with a few things. You're going to be a ruler over many things. So notice that if you will be faithful with what you have, if you will be faithful with what you have, let me say it again. If you will be faithful with what you have, you will be made a ruler over many things. Over many things. Oh, I hope you're hearing that this morning. So now the Lord deals with the guy that had the 1 talent and he hid it. And so at verse 24, the Lord comes and he begins to deal with this one man. And so he says, what's up? What happened with this? And so the guy says, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man. Notice his descriptive words. I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. Is that true? Is that true? And I was afraid, and I went and I hid your talent in the ground. Look, you have what is yours. You have this one. That's what you gave me. That's what I'm giving back. You have this one because I hid it. His Lord answered and said, you wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. That's what you said about me. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. He will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Wow, what a story Jesus tells, huh? What a story he tells. Now, when we're thinking about poverty and abundance, I want you to consider this. If you and I were walking together, if we were walking together down the street, and both of us are breathing, are either one of us going to be worried that there won't be enough air for the both of us? Are we going to be concerned about that? Are we going to be worried about it? I doubt it. On the other hand, if both of us are scuba diving together and one of us has a malfunction in our oxygen tank, and now I have to depend on you to give me some oxygen so I can survive, will we allow the scarcity of the oxygen to take us out? You see, it's all about your mental approach. One is approaching abundance. The other is approaching scarcity. How do we approach each one of those situations? Now, this man who had the 1 talent and he decided to hide it, there's several characteristics about him I want you to take note of. In verse 24, Jesus tells us that this man had a distorted and false view of those in authority. He looks at his master and he says, I knew you were a hard man. He has a false and distorted view of someone who is in authority. Someone who has some power, someone who has some wealth, someone who we would say has made it. So often we look at people like that and we are jealous of them, we're envious of them, we criticize them, we make fun of them, we mock them, but they are the ones enjoying life. They are the ones that have it together, and they continue to advance while we sit back and mock them and think badly about them. So first of all, this man had a distorted view, a false view of someone who had made it, someone who was in authority. In verse 25, we see this man is captivated by fear. He said, I was afraid. Not only is he afraid, but he's hiding his resources. He's hiding what he has because he's afraid he's going to lose it. He's afraid he's going to lose it. And Jesus says this guy is wicked and he is lazy. Wicked and lazy. Wow. In verse 27, the master says, you could have and you should have taken my 1 talent and deposited it with the bankers, so at least you could gain some interest. Maybe you didn't double it like the other guys did from 5 to 10 and from 2 to 4, but at least you could gain some interest on it. And you didn't do it because you were afraid you were going to lose. But here's the end result. The guy ended up losing what he was afraid he was going to lose in the first place. All of this is describing a poverty mindset. A poverty mindset. So when you come to verse 29, Jesus is talking about using what you have. And if you use what you have, you will have abundance. If you invest what you have, if you do business with what you have, if you put it into action, if you begin to use what you have, you will finish with abundance. You will finish with abundance. Now, all of this requires that we have a new mindset. A new mindset. Are y'all working with me? A new mindset. That's got to happen. You know, we've heard it said that to get something you've never done before, you're going to have to do something you've never done before. And I like to add a statement to that. To do something you've never done before, you're going to have to think in a way you've never thought before. Something has to change in your mindset. Something has to shift in the way you're thinking about things, in the way you are approaching life. That's right. No more stinking thinking. I like that. I like that. No more stinking thinking. Absolutely. Absolutely. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The way you think affects everything in your life. Romans chapter 12 and verse 2 says that we are to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Be transformed internally, and then everything around you externally will come into alignment. It will also be transformed. Ephesians 4:23 says that we are to be renewed in the spirit of our mind. Be renewed in the spirit of our mind. That's Ephesians 4:23. So that's referring to your values, your beliefs, the way you think, the conclusions you arrive at, because your conclusions are going to lead you to make certain decisions, and your decisions are going to lead you in a certain direction. So if you're thinking wrongly, you're going to arrive at a wrong conclusion. If you arrive at a wrong conclusion, you're going to make a wrong decision. If you make a wrong decision, it's going to head you in a wrong direction. The prevailing attitude of your mind, it is that engraved groove in your mind. So that every time something happens in your life, every time you're faced with a crisis, every time an emergency arises, every time you feel threatened, every time you feel insecure, everything goes back to that groove in your mind. That groove of poverty, that groove of stinking thinking, that groove of defeat, that groove of it's never going to happen for me, that groove of I'm never going to make it, that groove of why does it happen for everybody else but it doesn't take place for me. That groove in your mind, that is the groove that is the spirit of your mind. And Ephesians 4:23 says, you must be renewed in the spirit of your mind. In the spirit of your mind. Get in the right groove. That's right. Get in the right groove. Get in the right groove. So, a poverty mentality is really a spirit. It is a demonic force inspired by the enemy. It is a spiritual force that must manifest in the earth. It has to manifest in the earth because there's no place else for it to manifest. It can't manifest in heaven because there is no poverty in heaven. So this poverty spirit has to manifest in the earth. It is a spiritual force. It is a mindset that will direct your decisions. It will give you a certain direction to follow in your life that's going to lead you constantly into defeat. It's a mindset. Poverty is a condition of living from hand to mouth. A condition of living from hand to mouth. It's live to eat and eat to live. It's a condition of just having enough to barely get by. Just having enough to get by. Poverty is the fear of losing what you have. The fear of losing what you have. So you could actually be a millionaire and you could be caught up in a poverty mindset because you're afraid you're going to lose your million. The fear of losing what you have. If you're a pastor of a church, you might be afraid of losing people. And that poverty mindset can overwhelm you. It's the fear of losing what you have. You're afraid you're going to lose people, and if you lose people, you're going to lose their tithe. You're going to lose their giving. You're going to lose their offerings. And so that begins to dictate everything you do in your ministry. You're trying to keep, you're trying to hoard, trying to hold back. It's a fear of losing what you have. A poverty mindset is going to tell you there's only so much out there. There's only so much to go around. If you get a big piece of the pie, then that means there's less left for me. That's a poverty mindset. And a poverty mindset is not willing to share credit. A poverty mindset is not willing to share any kind of glory, any kind of praise, any kind of pat on the back for whatever accomplishments you have made. A poverty mindset. Now, Jesus wants us to move into the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset that's flowing out of our internal sense of worth and our sense of security. The internal sense of knowing who we are. We have a solid sense of identity and we know what we're about. We know what we're supposed to be doing in this life. A strong sense of purpose. Abundance is going to flow out of that internal sense of worth and value and security. Abundance is overflowing. Jesus said, I came to give you abundant life, overflowing life. The abundance mindset says, if I lose anything at any time, it doesn't mean it's gone forever. It means I'm going to get it back. It's going to be restored. That's the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset says there will always be enough. There will always be enough. There's always going to be plenty to go around. There'll always be plenty to go around. So if you get a big piece of the pie, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to fret about it because that only means that now I have high expectation that I can also get a big piece of the pie. You see it? You see the difference? If you get a big piece of the pie, then I'm all scared that there's not going to be enough left for me. That is poverty. But abundance says, if you get a big piece of the pie, I'm just believing, I'm hoping, I'm expecting that I'm also going to get a big piece of the pie because abundance says there's plenty to go around. There's plenty to go around. If I have an abundance mindset, I'm not going to be jealous of your success. I'm not going to be envious of your success. I'm going to rejoice with you. I'm going to celebrate with you because that only means if you're successful, then I can be successful. I may have to learn some lessons from you, and I'll be willing to do it because of the abundance mindset. And the abundance mindset has a willingness to share recognition and credit with other people. I know I didn't do it by myself. I didn't make the accomplishment by myself. There was a team involved with me. There's a group of people involved. So we share the credit, we share the rewards, we share the recognition because we have an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset. Man, isn't that great? I hope this has been helpful to you. This really, really directs the course of our life. In everything, not just money, but in everything. In everything. So I want to encourage you today. Let's move into an abundance mindset and leave poverty behind. Can we do that together? Thanks for being on with me today. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate the hearts. Thanks for inviting people to come on with you. God bless you so very much. You're going to have a great day today. It's filled with abundance, overflowing. It's going to be awesome today. Open doors in front of you, opportunities presenting themselves, divine connections coming into your life, divine resources coming into your life. You have favor with God and man. Wherever you have sickness and disease, wherever there is weakness in your body, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke it now and I command it to go. I break the spirit of infirmity off of your life, and I declare you are healed, you are whole, you are strong, you're filled with energy, and you're going to have a great day today. God bless you so much. I love you. I really, really do. Have a great day. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. I'll talk to you soon.